What's up? It's been a while. Just gonna do an update video, tell you what's been up with me, what I've been doing lately, about my life, talk about the UFC 148 from last night, previewing Destination X, and trying to keep all that under 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and get into it. First thing I wanted to say is Pro Wrestling Evo, their iPay-per-view I haven't been able to watch. I tried to order this replay last night. They said it would be available July 6th. And last night was July... I don't even know. Last night was July 7th when I tried to order it. And it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me order it, so I still haven't got to watch the show. Hopefully I get to do that sometime within the next week or two. I heard every match was good to very good. And then Marcellus King versus Casey was great. Zach Salvation versus Cedric, they said was great. And they said Eric Royal versus Kirby Mack was a match of the year contender. 4.5 stars. I really want to see that. If that's true, depending on how Eric Royal looked, he could be title shot worthy. I really do want to see Eric Royal versus Cedric, though. And another thing, This Is Wrestling. It's supposed to be sometime in July. I don't know. They might change it to August, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully it is July because I really want to see the show, and I want to. Hopefully it's on a Saturday because if it's on a Saturday in July, I'll most likely get to go. But if it's a Friday, I most likely won't get to go. But who cares? I just got back from a week-long beach trip, stayed in Ocean Lakes, had a great time. And I've been having football workouts every single day of the summer, except for the weekends, and a lot of 7-on-7 tournaments. We've been doing really good in 7-on-7. We've probably played over 20-something 7-on-7 games, like a couple tournaments, a couple competitions, but altogether it's over 20-something games, and we've lost only 4, I think. Doing really good, and then workouts, we're doing really good. We maxed out. I got 180 bench, 265 squat. So I'm pretty happy about that because I started lifting in January because last year I didn't lift at all for football. But this year I started lifting, and I started out at benching max 135 one time and squatting 180 one time. So I went up a pretty good amount. But I'm ready for this football season to start. Our actual practice starts July 27th at 8 in the morning. And then we practice again at midnight. And then we practice every day of the week, full pads. Our first practice is just helmets, though. Okay, enough about football and what happened with me. Let's talk about the UFC fight last night. I didn't watch the whole main card because I wasn't really looking forward to nothing really other than Griffin, Ortiz, and Silva and Sonnen. Anderson, Silva, and Sonnen. Other than when I went to the UFC pay-per-view with John Jones and Rashad Evans. Other than that fight, that's the only fight I've been looking forward more than that in a while. This fight was the first round. I ain't even gonna lie. I scored it. Sonnen winning that round, 10-9. But the second round was. I love Anderson Silva. He's my second favorite fighter in the world. He's just a beast. Everybody should know my favorite fighter in the world ever since I was little has been Forrest Griffin, and then Anderson Silva, then John Jones. Anderson Silva said he would not want to fight John Jones, but Dana White needs to make that happen. John Jones versus Anderson Silva fighting for the lightweight title. Because I think Anderson Silva would do it. That's just me. But it would be a great fight. It would be a huge draw for the UFC. Even people that ain't a huge fan of the UFC would probably order this show just because how big the fight is. It would be like a WrestleMania type fight for the UFC. But the second round of the fight was really good. Just Sonnen would not give Anderson Silva no room. he was just rushing him the whole fight. So aggression, if it would have went to if that round would have ended, aggression most likely would have been Sonnen getting the aggression. But De Silva, he did hold his shorts for a while. People complained about it, but it was for a brief second, so they need to stop crying about that. But Silva gave a sick knee to the face to Sonnen. I thought that knocked him out. Because I didn't watch the fight when it happened. I watched it this morning, and people said he won by knockout in the second round. I was like, that must be it when you need him. But no, Sonnen got right back up. Silva just sat there with no guard at all, just laying into him. And the ref finally stopped the fight. Good fight. I don't think it lived up to the hype, but I think it's still a really good fight. Anderson Silva is the best in the world, in my opinion, in the UFC. Mixed martial arts, best pound for pound fighter there is. And then Ortiz and Griffin. I didn't expect nobody to get knocked out in this fight, but I still am very happy that Forrest Griffin won the fight. His last fight was against Anderson Silva, and he got destroyed. But Anderson Silva's been my favorite fighter for a long time, and he got a nice win. You don't expect him to fight a lot. If he does fight, maybe once a year, if we're lucky. But good fight. I thought it was really close. I actually thought that Ortiz won the fight until they actually showed who won. I had the score. I scored it. Ortiz 30, Forrest Griffin 28. But I was wrong. Good fight. So yeah, them two fights was good. That's the only fight I watched. I didn't pay for this show. I found the fights on YouTube. But something I am ordering tonight, TNA. Everybody knows how I feel about TNA. I used to say it was crap, but last month, Slammiversary was great. It's the best pay-per-view since like 2009. And then I watched Impact, every Impact since then, and they just been building the X Division stars up crazy. Austin Aries is looking like the man. He really looks like he can win the belt tonight. All the build to all the matches are great. So, I'm really looking forward to it. I am going to buy the show. And my prediction is the last chance four-way between Lars Only, a.k.a. Johnny Yuma from the Rock Ness Monsters, Scorpio Sky, Rubix, which is Jigsaw from Shikara. Y'all know I love Shikara. And Jigsaw. His match with Eddie Kingston, I might review that Shikara DVD from Anniversario. It was awesome. And I forgot the last guy that was in it in the four-way, but I say Rubix is gonna win this. I think, pretty sure. Hopefully he does. And then the X Division tournament. I'm not gonna run through every match, but I think the final four for the compete in the Ultimate X match should be Kenny King, Sanjay Dutt, Rubix, and Zema Ion. And hopefully Kenny King goes over. He was made to look like a star when he won his match against Lars Only. And he's good friends with Austin Aries, so yeah. Now, Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. I say Samoa Joe wins this match. I'm being bold because I think he has a huge chance of winning the Bound for Glory series. But it could go either way. I think this will be a very good match. Not great, but very good. AJ and Christopher Daniels. I'm going with AJ. No, I'm going with Daniels because I think this will end at Bound for Glory, so I think Daniels will win this match. And I think it'll be very good to great. Now, the match I'm looking forward to the most, I think that Austin Aries and Bobby Roode will be something special. I think it'll be Bobby Roode's best match since winning the title. And I think Austin Aries will really try to show out because I do think Austin Aries is going over. I just had this feeling in my gut that he's going over. Everybody should check out the show. And if Austin Aries wins, he'll be the third guy this year to hold. That used to be a former Ring of Honor World Champion to hold one of the major titles in one of the three major titles, which is the TNA, WWE, and World Championship, which is Daniel Bryan, World title, CM Punk, WWE title, Austin Aries would win the TNA title, and that'd be three former ROH champions in a year to do it. So, giving ROH a better name than ROH is actually doing now, because I'm not high on ROH at all. So, I'm about to run over this 10-minute mark, so